Hello there, everyone. Welcome to the World of Momos podcast. And on this episode of Christmas Special, asking random silly questions of my friends, I have Birdie Rose with us, the famous artist Birdie Rose. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely say my name right. Don't misgender me.
Okay, so we are going to ask Birdie some random silly questions, and I'll have to answer them as well. So we'll just go straight to the first question. The first question, and people should know, these are very random questions. I've picked them up from some weird website. I haven't had enough time. Birdie was actually waiting.
I'm,
Uh,
I'm
yeah,
happy.
she was waiting while I was choosing questions. So it's like I've just chosen these questions. So I haven't had time to think about them. Are you scared about flying on a plane?
No,
It's a silly question. Why not? Why not actually? Like it's unnatural. It's unnatural for us to be flying in a metal tin box up in the air, thousands of feet up. Why are we not that afraid of flying?
I'm not afraid of flying because I've done it before, and I think I get scared. As so, this is when I get scared when I sit down and I put the seatbelt on, and we're about to lift off, or when we're lifting off. But once I'm in the air, I don't care anymore because there's nothing I can do.
Hmm.
So it's
So
that
it's
sort
like
of
not
it's out of
having
my hands
control.
now. It's out of my hand. But up until the moment that I haven't got a choice anymore. Because when I haven't got a choice anymore, I can't be scared. But when I've got a choice, I'm like racking my brains on whether to get off this plane. But once I can't get off the plane, what's the point?
Yeah, I think like I've flown way too many times. Like it's just a routine now, and nothing like some drastic things have happened. I've been stuck in like a lot of turbulence and stuff.
Me
I
too.
remember like once like I think so that was between Kuwait and Pakistan. I was flying, and the pilot like said on the speakers like for people to say their last prayers basically, you
Yeah.
know and like it was people jumped out of their seat and stuff like yeah, like it was that intense that the pilot said like okay, I don't know what's gonna happen. We are stuck in a turbulence, a really bad turbulence, and the plane was like going bananas. So yeah, like, but even then I wasn't scared. Like I was like okay, we'll see what's next. I'm more scared when the plane is like over the sea because I'm scared of the sea. I'd rather like just die, than
Right.
be. Yeah,
And
yeah.
fall into sea and then get eaten by jellyfish.
Yeah, exactly. Jellyfish.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what's
Diz was
scary.
scared of flying.
Not sharks, jellyfish.
We flew from Southend to Amsterdam. It's a 20-minute flight. Like this, how quick the flight was. By the time I'd ordered a beer, by the time it got to me, we had the landing announcement. So I had to open my beer and down it quickly before we got off the plane. That's how quick the plane was. But Diz was petrified. He was like holding on like this. He was sweating. His like
Yeah.
eyes were all wide. But on the way home, we had a brilliant time because he brought some smoke over there and all that, as you do in Amsterdam. And he had some on him and he didn't know what to do with it and he didn't want to bin it, so he just ate it all and then got on the plane and he was so chill. He was having the best time ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that can be a cure for people. Actually, I should do that with my wife because she's like really scared of flying. She
Yeah,
get a high.
definitely go to Amsterdam and eat all your green,
Yeah,
eat all
yeah.
that broccoli.
All right, next question.
Go.
What music would you like to be played at your funeral?
Jesus, this is a
Festive
bit
question. A
grim.
festive question.
I don't know, I've not thought about it. But something happy, something cheerful, something that is funny.
I haven't thought about that as well, actually.
I don't think it should be a sad song because then everybody will just cry. Well, all the two people that care about me will cry.
I was like, wouldn't you want like something that you nobody can associate with you, right? Like some style of music and a music that nobody, so that it, like just confuses them. Like, why did she pick that?
Well, you want to
No,
people at your funeral.
no. What the hell did we know about her? You know, it's like I'll pick like a Beyonce song or something. They're like, what?
That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Prank everyone.
Yeah, I
Yeah, that's
think
good.
I would rather do that, like fuck with people.
I've not got a funeral song. I don't. Do you know what? I don't like thinking about things like that. And some people do. Some people like planned out their whole funeral and their death and everything. And I'm like, oh, I don't like it. It's weird.
Yeah, I was actually talking with Tim about that because a question like that came up, and like, how would you like to be, buried or cremated and stuff like that? And I was
That
like,
can get political as well, quite
yeah,
quick.
but I have actually thought about this, because I want to go in like in a pod, like and a tree to grow out of me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think that's pretty cool.
I think Doozer said he wants to be put in a rocket and shot into space. And I was like, yeah, of course you're going to be dramatic. You're
Yeah,
going to ask me to go out of my way and do something like
yeah,
extraordinary. Of course.
yeah, yeah. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, next question. What do you want to be in your next birth? Okay, that's a bit
In my
philosophical.
next what?
In your next birth, in your reincarnation,
Oh,
you
oh.
and why do you want to be that?
So we're assuming that I believe in reincarnation and that I want to be reincarnated.
Yep. Yep.
Can I just be me again, but like better? Like, can I be me again, but in an era where people are allowed to know what a woman is?
Yeah. Well, like
Be
just
pretty
like
cool.
10 years ago, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. Can I be me how I am now, but in the 90s when things were
No,
cool?
no, no. This question doesn't work like that. You can't be yourself. You have to the reincarnation. You can't come as yourself because that never happens.
Can I be an elephant?
You can be anything you want to be, but why?
Oh, I like elephants. They're cool. They can kill you. They get to eat bananas. I like bananas. They remember everything. They're massive, but they look like they've got really dry skin. So what about a bird? Like, can I
Good
be
bird,
like what's a powerful bird? A predatory bird.
like
I
an
don't want to be. I
eagle,
don't want to be a little prey bird. I want to be like the king of
falcon,
the jungle.
falcon or something.
Yeah, be a falcon. But then
I
no, I don't want to be a bird. I'm scared of heights. Forget
yeah.
that one.
So what? Elephant with like moisturizer.
Yeah, with a good skincare routine. That would be
They
great.
do. That's why they roll around in mud. They take mud baths.
Do you know what? That is actually really good for you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I thought about like bear because
Yeah,
I like bears, but I don't know. I really like owls. They're
I
weird.
do too, because they can turn their head all the way around.
Yeah. I mean, penguins seems fun, but really cold. I don't know if I would like that.
They're not very flexible though, are they?
No, they're very pretty shit birds. I don't know
Yeah,
why they're even birds. Like, I mean, otters are pretty cool. They're
yeah,
cute. You
yeah.
know.
They sleep with their holding hands on their back.
Yeah, exactly. They're pretty cool. I think so. But no, I think so. I'll come back as an owl. I like owls.
I do too. I've always liked owls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
owl. And why? Because they're owls and they can turn their head around. It's pretty creepy and pretty nice.
but they eat mice, don't they? I can't eat
Yeah,
mouse.
so do
Forget.
I.
I'm not being an owl.
So do I. I eat mice as
Do you? Disgusting.
well. Oh, okay. Next question. What will people be nostalgic for in 500 years?
Pickled onion monster munch. Cups of tea.
Mm.
You know, food that's
But
actual food.
you think like in 500 years, Monster Munch will not exist?
Yeah, definitely. In 500
That's
years,
not a good future.
we will evolve to not even have a gob. It will just be,
Ah, no, no. That's
and
not a good
everything will
future.
be telepathic. Everyone will be owned. Everyone's mind will be owned by Elon Musk, and everything will be telepathic, and nobody will
And
ever
he'll
eat
still be
again.
alive.
And everyone will be on Ozempic, so nobody will need to eat.
I actually have a fear that people will be nostalgic about books in 500 years, which
I
means like
think people
books
in the
will
stuff.
become non-existent. You know, that people will like just stop reading.
Yeah, who reads now though? I read.
I
Somebody had
do.
a go at me on YouTube, right? Somebody went, "Oh, Whenever I see somebody with loads of books on a bookshelf behind them, they definitely haven't read all the books. Now,
Well,
first of all, I
well,
haven't read all my books, but second of all, there's not that many. So
yeah. I mean, well, of course, you haven't read all the books. Like,
I
I keep
could have.
buying them. I buy more books than I can read because I'm collecting them for my retirement. You know.
You do know I know this. I know about your book collection
Yes.
personally.
Yes, because you and Deuce carried them when you helped me move, and they
You're
were very
saying who
heavy.
Dudes? It was Dudes. He carried them. I didn't even
Yeah,
carry them. I tried to lift them
I've
up
got
away
them.
from
I got them all out. I managed to get them all out. Although there's still one box that is unpacked because I can't find the space for it, and I bought like more books since.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
so shameful, but so brilliant.
hmm I can't help it. Just
Yeah,
like
I like
wow.
it too.
Okay, next question. Wait, question. As a kid, what was your favorite color?
Blue.
Is that same now?
Yeah,
I don't know why they've asked that question. Would people change their color? Favorite
people
color?
do. People. I
Hmm,
used to hate the color green, and now I love it.
That's a good point. I actually didn't like blue. Right? I actually didn't. Blue was one color which I avoided as much as I could, and
I
now I
always
love blue. Like my logo is blue because I like blue,
yeah,
but my favorite color is still purple. It was always purple.
purple.
Yeah,
Ugh,
it was always purple. Yeah,
not a good color.
that's a nice color.
I used
That's
to
a
like
royal color.
purple, but I don't now. Not a good color. I like blue. I used to hate green. Now I love green. I used to hate pink. Now I like pink.
Yeah, I like pink as well. Actually, pink is nice. I have a few pink shirts.
Yeah, it's a good color.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Another dark question. This
Oh
is
God,
I need to change this website. What would you leave me in your last will and testament right now if you were to die right now?
Jesus, a bit much. I mean, if I was to die right now, I wouldn't have a will, would I?
Well, just imagine like you dying and you still have a bit of
So
time to
I've
leave
written a
me something.
will, and for some reason you're in it,
Yeah,
and I'm going to
exactly.
leave you something in it. I'm going to leave you something that annoys you. I think.
Oh, like what? Like what?
Oh, let me try and think about what would annoy you. I would leave you a clock that's always on the wrong time.
No, that won't annoy me.
Why not? It would annoy most people.
No, I'll just figure out which country that
But it
is
can
off,
never be
and
set
I'll put a
right.
label on it.
It can never be set right. It's
That's
always on the
fine.
wrong time, no matter what you do.
That will not annoy me at all. There's a I my the clock in my car says I think so it's 2 hours behind. The clock on my TV is 5 hours ahead. I just don't care. Time is time is irrelevant to me.
Yeah, that's what the hippies tell me at festivals.
Yeah. No, you gotta try harder. Something that would annoy me.
Okay, something that would annoy you. I'll
It's
have
probably
to.
something
I'll
I have
have
to
to
take.
think on that and come back to
I,
you at the end.
it's probably something that I have to take care of. That would annoy me.
Oh, you can take care of Doozer.
Oh fuck's sake!
I leave you him as your gift.
Oh, I'll have to feed him. I'll have to walk
He's
him.
house trained.
Oh, fine, that's fine then. Okay,
Yeah. You
thanks.
only have to walk him twice a day, I think.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. What will I leave you?
Yeah,
Um,
what will you leave me?
I don't know. What will I have to think what I have to be able to leave you something. What would you like? What would you want?
Um,
You know what I'll leave you? I'll leave you my eyes in a jar, and you have to keep them.
no, I don't want him. That's
They'll
awful.
always be looking around.
I'll sell them online and buy a house.
They will sell. They will sell.
They will sell. I can at least buy a pint out of them.
Yeah, yeah, more than a pint. I think so. You can buy a whole pub
Pint
out
and
of
a half.
it. What's the next question? If Donkey Kong is a monkey and not a donkey, why was he given that name? What the hell is that question? I
That's
don't
a
know.
good question because I've thought about that before because I used to play Donkey Kong with my brother.
Why do you think they Donkey Kong? Why do you think they gave him that name?
Maybe
He
he
is a
was
monkey.
a donkey. even though he's a monkey.
No, he's definitely a monkey.
Hmm.
I mean, Monkey Kong would not sound that nice.
No, Donkey Kong sounds pretty good though.
Yeah, I think so. Just yeah. How do you sleep with your eyes open or closed? Like, okay, like you're not an alligator, so this is a stupid question. This
I
website
sleep
I'm
with my eyes
watching.
closed, but Doozer sleeps with his eyes open and he talks.
Really?
Yeah.
Like little bit open. You
No,
mean like
open.
fucking hell?
I know it's freaking me.
And
And
you leaving me him? I
his,
have to take care of him. That freaky guy now.
his little nieces and nephews do the same as well.
Oh, this runs in the family. Huh?
Yeah.
Do you ever cry while watching an emotional movie?
Absolutely not. I'm a hard nut and I
Sure,
do
sure.
not have
How
the
about you, sir?
no, I don't have the ability to cry. It doesn't happen. Never.
Um,
How about you? I bet you cry at all the films.
well, Adita cries a lot. Like my wife cries a lot. Anyways, because she
You
lives with
cry as well.
exactly. No, I don't. I think this is the reason why she calls me a robot sometimes because I don't cry. But the thing is, I'm trying. I'm like sometimes I make a joke and stuff, so I don't have to cry. I get emotional, but it has to be like a manly sort of, sort of thing, not like because of something like not manly, like something like meaningful.
Yeah.
Like someone is sad, like if their wife dies and something that is relatable, right? That gets me. But I don't think so. I feel more emotional when like when you have a movie and people band together, they finally leave their differences and they unite and they're like gonna go fight, and like that sort of emotion,
Right.
that gets me really emotional more than
Do
like the
you
sad part.
cry though? Do any teardrops come out? Do your eyes get watery?
Almost like, especially while like every time when I'm watching Lord of the Rings and like um when it's about like when the Rohirrim is going to attack and defend Gondor, every time that scene, every time when the horses are coming, it gets me so emotional because it's sort of like that sort of feeling like yes, get them.
I love.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't cry. Doozer's a crier.
easy.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets emotional. What one made him cry? Cars. Have you seen that film? It's a kid film.
How? How? Well, actually, I'm actually not gonna lie. Have
I
you
bet
ever
you've
seen?
cried to that, haven't you?
Have you
I've
seen?
never seen it.
No, no.
He stayed up watching it while I was asleep and he cried.
Have you seen Piglet's Big Movie?
No.
Okay, so I love Winnie the Pooh. Piglet's Big Movie, like that is emotional.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end. Towards the end, it's sort of like like he's neglected during the whole movie. He's feeling neglected because he's like a little guy, and nobody wants him and stuff like that. But at the end, like all his friends are like stuck in something, they're going to die and they just need a little bit of help, a little bit
Wow.
of thing, and there he comes in to help them. It's really emotional.
As you told me that, my eyes started twitching, but I'm not crying.
Yeah, yeah, telling you, it's like you should watch it.
Oh, stop.
Piglet's Big Movie like should be taught in schools as a like yeah, it's a really good movie. Um. Okay. What other question can we ask? What other question? What's the most amusing thing you have seen recently? So that would be well. Let's not say like amusing. Then let's just say like what's the most. Have you seen recently anything on TV like that you might like? Not old one, but like in the made in the next last 2 years. Sorry, that has been interesting to you. Any
don't
series,
really watch.
any
I don't really
movie,
watch
anything.
TV much. Having said that, though, I started watching The Sopranos. I've never seen
Mm,
it before, and what I found interesting about it is that there's lots of cultural references of things that actually have happened in real life, and so that must have been coming out like in real time when they must have been writing it into the script. So they talked about things like mad cow's disease in the UK in one episode. In another one, it was like 9/11, and then there was
mm,
another episode where they mentioned Donald Trump, and it's just a
mm.
little reference of things, and I'm like, oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. But this is a completely fictional TV program that I
Yeah,
got to see because I was too young to see it. And I'm watching
yeah.
it now, and I'm like, oh, I remember that thing. That's really weird. They've written it into this, but that was quite
How?
interesting to me, and
Yeah,
very boring, isn't it?
Yeah, but you haven't watched anything recently that might be interesting or anything like that. Well, like, to be honest, there hasn't. You know what? I thought like there was nothing being made that would be like interesting at all or stuff. And I recently got subscription of Apple TV. I'm actually surprised by Apple TV because they have so many stuff over there which is really well made, really interesting. George Clooney seems to be in most of them for some reason. um and not just George Clooney, not George Clooney, sorry, Tom Hanks. There was some things with George Clooney, but Tom Hanks is there like all the time as if he's employed by them. It's like Apple exclusive sort of things, but they're really good and they're non-political.
Oh no,
So like there would be like some shows like I haven't watched enough, like just had it for like 2 weeks. So, but there were like some shows which had like subtle things, but they were UK based one with Idris Elba, like Hostage or something it was called. That had obvious undertones of like wokeness, little bit, but not over things. But things from America that is building, like it had no political stuff that I watched. I'm watching Silo, and it's so good, like it's really well made and stuff, and it has no modern reference. Okay, it's actually very interesting because like what, like today, like we were talking about as well, where Graham Lennon was saying like that anti woke stuff is gonna die out as well, like with the woke stuff.
I think
So like I think so they are clued on to it. And I've seen like Apple's, if you've seen Apple's advert as well, they've gone
well,
like pro America, pro family sort of things. I think so they switched on.
I've said this for a while that we need things to be created. So music, art, films, TV,
Hmm.
books that are not political. We
Yeah, at
things
all.
not like about the culture
Hmm.
wars or whatever you want to call it, anti woke, woke.
Hmm.
We need things that are not about that. Um,
Yeah. And
but
they can be
I did that for a
meta, they
while.
can be like the sort of meta things, right? So they can be sitting above it, like Lord of the Rings. It is actually, if you really read it properly, like it's really philosophical. There is elements of politics and stuff in there as well, like themes of politics, how people organize themselves and stuff like that, which you will need to have like but it's like it sits above the current affairs, so it
Oh, cool.
makes it like long lasting then.
Do you like Post Malone? Do you like his music?
Yeah, I like his stuff, yeah.
I love Post Malone, but one of the things that made me love him the most is he did an interview probably about 4 or 5 years ago now,
Hmm.
and these people were trying to like give him a hard time, and they
Hmm.
go at him saying like, "Why don't you talk about politics in any of your songs?
Yeah.
None of your songs political, you know, just sort of being like,
Hmm.
why are you not doing the right thing?"
Yeah.
And he just went, "Can't I just make music? Can't I just
Yeah.
have a nice time?"
Yeah.
He didn't say it like that, but
Yeah, but
the whole
that's the thing.
of
Yeah,
what he was saying was, I just want to make music. I just want to have a nice time. I just want people to
yeah.
enjoy themselves. And I was
There's
like,
a place for
yeah, this
everything.
is what we need.
Yeah, yeah. I
Entertainment.
mean, exactly. I mean, entertainment is supposed to be like when you can switch off and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
there's a place for everything, isn't it?
yeah. And
Oh,
I'm not
why?
a hypocrite saying that though, because I've done loads of art about cancel
No, but like,
stuff like that. But I try and poke fun with it as well.
yeah, but there is a separate thing, right? It's not as if like you made it, making a painting. Like, let's say, like if you're painting some nature stuff, right? And then you put political stuff into it, right? That would be you inserting thing. If you're making it for that purpose of activism or something,
Yeah,
right? That's completely different. That is like you doing it for that purpose. People already know for that, right? But you're watching, like you're sitting down, you're watching a series or like a movie or something. You there with the intention of being entertained, and then you being shoved like all the woke nonsense or all the political nonsense or one side or the other. Then you're like, well, this isn't what I signed up to.
yeah,
If someone goes and gets your activist like stickers and stuff like that, and they complain about them being like political, it's like, well, that's what you came for.
yeah. It's weird because with my, not to talk about myself too much, but with my art, the digital art and all the culture war stuff is separate to my paintings. My paintings
Hmm.
are all different world, and
Yeah.
I kept it not deliberately. It's just naturally happened. Like
Oh,
I've
naturally,
got
yeah, yeah.
two brains with it. Like one brain wants to escape, and my paintings have always been an escape. I used to get given a hard time for not being political with my art, and I used to say,
Yeah.
"But isn't art meant to be an escape?"
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, it's supposed to be an escape. All right,
Mm.
last question, and then we can end this misery.
Yeah. So your poor listeners.
Yeah. Last question. What is your least favorite planet?
My least favourite band,
No, no, no. Least favorite planet.
Planet.
Yeah.
I thought you said band. I was like, oh,
No,
there's
no,
too many
planet.
to even name. Planet. Do you know what? I'm not a big fan of Jupiter.
Why?
It's
Because
cold, it's
stupid.
really far away, it's dark, and it's tiny. Is it
Hmm.
tiny? Is it really big or tiny? I can't remember.
I think so. Jupiter is big. Jupiter is the biggest
Well,
planet out there. Jupiter
is
is the
it?
biggest planet in the solar
I thought
system.
it was the smallest. See, this is how much
No,
I remember.
smallest is Mercury. I think so. 'Cause that's the closest.
I
So
think
you don't
Jupiter
hate
might
Jupiter.
be.
You don't hate
What's the
Jupiter.
one with the ring around it? Is that Saturn?
Saturn.
Don't
Saturn.
like that one.
You don't like that one
Got a
because
dodgy
it's
look
too.
about it.
No, it's
Bad
too
vibe.
dodgy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that one. Hard to draw as well. I've always thought that one's a
No.
bastard.
I don't like Venus.
What's wrong with Venus?
It's too poisonous. There's like so many uh every time like I like acid and poisonous and like stuff like that. That's all I heard about it when I was growing up, like about Venus, and I was like, well, why? Why are you trying to not be hospitable? Like, what's your problem? Like Mercury, I can understand it's too close to the sun, but at least it's not poisonous. It's just hot, right?
Yeah.
Mars is just arid, but we can actually conquer Mars. Earth is alright, Jupiter has a lot of moons that you can, go around. Uranus has a funny name, you know. Saturn also has moons, you
I
know.
take back what I said about Jupiter. I think Jupiter's all right. It's Saturn I
Yeah.
don't like.
Yeah. Yeah. Jupiter's alright. I like Jupiter. I like Jupiter.
Right.
Yeah. Venus is a penis. I don't like it.
Venus is a penis. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a new t-shirt.
Yeah. All right. And on that note, we will end this podcast. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it was fun. It seemed like it was torture for Birdie anyways,
Yeah,
but it
sorry
was fun
about
for me.
that, guys.
It was
Sorry
fun
about
for
the
me.
episode.
All right, I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching.
See you later.